As a lifeguard, do you have any one rescue that really stands out in your mind, for example, that I know I do. I think about them and I can now see them almost exactly like they happened in my mind. It made such an impression. Do you have any of
Right.
those that stick with
Yeah.
you?
One comes to mind right away when you ask that, because I do the same thing.
Uh huh.
These images pop up, So anyway, we were getting ready to close. It was like 7:45. I think we're off at 8 o'clock, and all of a sudden the phone rings. Hey, we have a possible rescue at T Street. So I went down there. I think it was with Lynn, and we went driving down there. And I had just bought a brand new pair of night vision binoculars.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't seek them, but they that was the type that really I really liked, and they're super clear.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking around and I see something way outside the surf, but I can only see like the top of the image. And I'm like, I think that could be him. So I grab a paddleboard and a buoy and my fins. I go paddling out there. Well, I had to go over a couple of waves, and then I kind of lost sight of
Mm-hmm.
what I thought was an image of somebody. And I'm looking around and I'm paddling around, and all of a sudden I see these air bubbles coming up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I dive down, and sure enough, it was the kid's hair just waving. So I grabbed his hair, pull him up to the surface, and get him on the board, press down on his stomach, and a bunch of water comes out. He starts gurgling. I turn him on his side, and I remember Lynn, because Lynn's eyes were not the greatest. He had wearing glasses
Mm-hmm.
the whole time. He goes, if you need any help, wave your buoy. I'm just like, oh my God. So he sent a couple of guys out, and they helped us get the kid in. He was only 13, and his name was Richard Chun. Is that bizarre or what?
Yes, it is.
So he goes into the hospital admission, and they didn't expect him to live or anything. And I go, hey, if there's any change or anything, um, give me a call. And so the following morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning, yeah, this is Mission Hospital. Richard Chun's come out of his little coma. He's talking and stuff. If you said you wanted to come and visit him, I'm like, yeah, sure. So I speed over there. I walk into his hospital room, and his dad's sitting there, and his dad's like from Guam or something, obvious Oriental. And then there's Richard Chun laying in his bed with the oxygen hooked up to his nose and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm Rich, blah, blah, blah. I'm so glad to meet you and stuff. And he goes, yeah, I have a personal question. And I go, yeah, let's hear it. And he goes, do you think that was a close call I had?
Was it?
Yeah, that was pretty close, all right. And
Wow.
his dad was just, happens all the time.